Hi there, friends. I'm Chief Meteorologist Jeff Hanowich. It's about 9:45 here on this Thursday evening. Today, while most of us stayed dry, some of us dealt with some pretty heavy rain, thunder, lightning, even some wind, and even a little bit of small hail. More of us stayed dry than got wet, but to find where we had some showers and thunderstorms today, you had to go along and south of Highway 460 and in areas along and to the west of US 220. So if you were to kind of go in this general area right here, that's where we saw the most amount of rain and thunderstorms this afternoon into this evening. You'll notice now at 9:45 that there's not a whole lot of energy left over. Skies are for the most part fair. Still have a little bit of rain towards portions of Henry County. Martinsville among the locations that have seen the worst weather today. I would say if you were to look at communities that have seen the worst weather today, it would be Rocky Mount, Martinsville. And again, you're looking at skies really starting to clear out nicely. I will say, though, if you got wet today, you will have some fog developing as we head later tonight. In addition to that, we're watching a cluster of showers and thunderstorms in Michigan that are going to be dipping to the south here. So overnight tonight, it could be a rocky go of it in places like Toledo and Cleveland, Akron, Canton in Ohio. That storm system is going to be next in line to impact us a bit here on Friday. So on Friday, a day similar to today in that we're going to have more hit or miss showers and thunderstorms developing. Just like today, more of us are going to stay dry than get wet on Friday, but that 30 to 40% chance for some pop-up showers and thunderstorms is in the forecast for us, no doubt. Let's time it all out for you. Future tracker showing that as we go into the rest of tonight, skies are going to be fair, okay? There's one little caveat to those fair skies, and that is in the mountains where late tonight you may start to cloud up just a wee bit and have the chance for a couple of showers in the NRV and Highlands. Again, that won't happen until after about 4 or 5 a.m. But as we awaken Friday morning, a couple of showers will be possible, mainly again into our westernmost counties. Then as we continue to go through time, it looks like we're going to have the chance for more hit or miss showers and or thunderstorms developing as we head late tomorrow afternoon. So midday tomorrow, I think we're pretty quiet. But as we head after 4 or 5 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, still going to have that chance for some pop-up showers and a couple of thunderstorms developing. I do think that this computer model is likely overdoing the rain chances on Friday evening, but nevertheless, I do think that there will be some isolated to widely scattered showers and thunderstorms around Friday evening into the first part of Friday night. So roughly between 5 p.m. tomorrow and about maybe 1 a.m., that is our best chance to pick up on additional showers and thunderstorms, again, come Friday into very early Saturday morning. So again, breaking it down again for you tomorrow, maybe a couple of showers early into our westernmost counties, then a break. And then when we get beyond 4 or 5 o'clock tomorrow, lasting throughout the evening, that's when we could have certainly more hit or miss showers and thunderstorms in the forecast. And while the severe weather threat tomorrow is low, it is not zero, okay? All of us are in a level 1 risk or marginal risk for severe weather, okay? If we are to get any storms that turn severe on Friday late day into Friday evening, the main threats would be wind, heavy rain, thunder and lightning, and maybe even some small hail. Storm Prediction Center, though, is saying that get large hail, that's going to be pretty hard to have, okay? So I don't think the larger hail, quarter size or larger, is going to happen in many storms tomorrow. We could certainly have, I think, a slightly higher chance if a storm does turn strong to severe for there to be some wind. So wind is probably the main threat in addition to heavy rain, thunder and lightning with these storms late tomorrow afternoon into tomorrow evening. Hail, maybe some small hail possible, but big hail I don't think is going to happen, and I don't think we're going to get a tornado out of this. But again, it bears repetition that the Storm Prediction Center does have all of us in a level 1 risk or marginal risk for severe weather tomorrow into tomorrow evening. What that means is isolated severe weather is possible. Coverage area tomorrow of these showers and thunderstorms, 30 to 40%. Not everybody gets wet, but if you can get a storm to develop because of all the heat and humidity around, it could potentially pack a punch. All right, we're tracking our next cold front, and this cold front is going to be the north of us on Friday. There's going to be an impulse of energy that comes out of that cold front, out ahead of that cold front. That's what's going to get us here potentially tomorrow afternoon into tomorrow evening. But the actual cold front won't swing through until the weekend. Okay, so on Saturday, we're going to have another chance for hit or miss showers and thunderstorms. The front is then going to push through and allow us to cool down by Sunday. So temperatures tomorrow, middle 90s. Temperatures on Saturday, lower 90s. Temperatures by Sunday, middle 80s. Okay, so we are going to cool down during the second half of the weekend. And once that cooler air gets here, it's likely going to stay here for much of next week. So this front is going to change everything for us as far as temperatures are concerned. But even when this front pushes through here on Saturday, bringing us that chance for hit or miss showers and thunderstorms, we're still going to have the chance for some pop-up thunder showers as we head into Sunday, into Monday, into Tuesday of next week. Okay, so while we're going to turn cooler because of this front here over the weekend, even when the front leaves and ushers in that cooler air, we're still going to have the chance for some rain Sunday through Tuesday. So into the Atlantic we go, watching not one, but rather two different pieces of energy in the Atlantic basin. First one in the middle part of the Atlantic, other one going to be soon pushing into the North Atlantic. Neither of these expected to impact any land masses. We are watching a storm system that is coming off of Central America. This is not updated. There's about a 70% chance of this developing now into a named storm, potentially a tropical depression, tropical storm here as it emerges into the Gulf and potentially heads a little bit closer to Florida as we head into next week. So again, these two systems that are in the Atlantic, don't worry about them. They're going to head into the North Atlantic and pretty much be fish storms. This one coming off of Central America, emerging into the Gulf of Mexico, will need to be watched very, very closely as that one could impact Florida here next week. In addition to that, we continue to watch Franklin, a tropical storm likely to strengthen into a Category 2 hurricane, get a little bit closer to Bermuda than it will towards the United States. That's Bermuda right there. That's the United States right here, likely to get closer to Bermuda than it will the United States, and then potentially head up towards the maritime provinces of Canada next week and bring some rain and wind there. Now, as far as the names are concerned, that storm system that is coming off of the Central America continent or off of the coastline of Central America, it could potentially be a named storm here. And it could be a named storm as soon as this weekend and then head towards Florida by next week. That's the storm system that could potentially be called Idalia. Okay, the next name on the list is the I name, and Idalia is the next name on this 2023 tropical system name list. Okay, after Idalia, it's Jose. But Idalia is the next name, and that could be what heads towards Florida as we head into next week. Again, those two systems that are in the Atlantic Ocean, these two right here, don't worry about them. They may strengthen, but don't worry about them. They're not going to impact the U.S. Franklin is going to bring some rip currents towards the Carolina coastline. Otherwise, it's going to strengthen and head towards the maritime provinces of Canada. No impact on our weather here. This is the one that needs to be watched. This is the one that's emerging off of Central America and could head towards Florida here as we head into next week. And that's the one that could be called Idalia. After that, it's Jose, followed by Katia. You need to know that while we're tracking 4 different storms or storm systems, tropical disturbances in the Atlantic basin and also in the Gulf of Mexico, it's not really to be a surprise because we are very soon reaching the peak of hurricane season. Peak of hurricane season happens for us into the early to middle parts of September. September 10th through the 15th is the actual peak of hurricane season, and that's not that far away. So here we are right here. Notice that big spike. That generally happens between September 10th and September 15th. And we start to see, after September 15th, the amount of tropical cyclones diminish. Okay, so right now we're approaching the peak of hurricane season. It's not that far away. If you look at this bell curve right here, we're certainly nearing the top of the bell curve. The top of the bell curve will happen for us in about 2 to 3 weeks, and we start to come back down late September into October. So to have 4 systems we're keeping an eye on in the Atlantic basin, also in the Gulf of Mexico, it's to be expected at this time of year. Temperatures stand for us right now, 69 in Hot Springs, 73 Wytheville, also in Blacksburg, 76 Roanoke, 75 in Lynchburg, 78 as we speak in Danville. High temperatures for tomorrow going to hit near 90 in the NRV, 91 Covington, Clifton, Forge, a little bit cooler as you head northbound on 220 into Highland and Bath counties. 94 tomorrow Roanoke, 95 Lynchburg, 96 tomorrow Southside. So high temperatures tomorrow, about 90 to 97. When you look at the humidity, your feel-like temperature is going to feel more like about 95 to roughly 102. So it is going to be certainly a very hot and humid day for us on Friday. Still going to be relatively hot on Saturday, not as hot as Friday, but still lower 90s. And then by Sunday, we start to turn cooler. Look at that. As we look at Sunday on, temperatures are expected to be below average. Okay, so what we're looking at here is a hot day tomorrow, a pretty hot day on Saturday. After that, much cooler air moves in for the span of probably much of the next work week. What's west, though, eventually comes east. So once we look beyond next week, potentially into next weekend and the following week, once we get out a couple of weeks, it wouldn't at all surprise me if we start to see the heat come back. So this cool down for us here Sunday into next week may not last all that long. It'll last a little while, but it will likely be replaced eventually by some hotter air. Winds right now anywhere between about 4 and 12 miles per hour. Winds right now, not a huge factor. They've been relatively light today, unless you've been under a thunderstorm. If you were under a thunderstorm earlier in parts of the NRV, parts of the Roanoke Valley, even parts of Southside, you know there were some gusty winds embedded in those storms. But if you've been storm free today, the winds have been relatively light. Tomorrow, the winds actually strengthen a little bit. Looking at sustained winds tomorrow, about 5 to 10, gusting 15 to 25. So again, we are looking at maybe a little more wind tomorrow than what we had outside today. Even if you're storm free tomorrow, could be a little bit gusty from time to time. Air quality, good news here. It's code green. We're in the good category. A couple days ago, we were in code yellow or in moderate. Today, for the most part, many of us have been in the code green or good air quality. A couple of spots towards the NRV, a couple of spots certainly into North Carolina, still in code yellow, but for the most part, most of the reporting stations here in Southwest Central and Southside Virginia, we're in code green. For tonight, we are going to dry out. We're going to be warm. We're going to be humid. Going to have a little bit of fog developing. May have a couple of showers developing closer to daybreak tomorrow. Overnight lows about 66 to 73. For tomorrow, it's going to be hot. It's going to be humid. It could be one of the hottest days of the year. I don't think it is going to be the hottest day of the year, although we're going to get close. High temperatures tomorrow in the highest elevations in the 80s. Outside those highest elevations, temperatures about 90 to 97. Your extended forecast, 91 Saturday, 83 Sunday, only in the upper 70s to near 80 Monday, Tuesday. Then temperatures start to rebound a bit into the low to mid 80s Wednesday and Thursday. Notice the two hottest days being Friday and Saturday. After that, we cool off. Also notice from Friday all the way through Tuesday, each and every day, we're going to have the chance for some rain. Now, I will tell you that it looks like we're going to have hit or miss thunder showers Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Right now, Monday, Tuesday, the chance for rain is about 40%. I may have to up these chances for rain on Monday and Tuesday. I might actually have to take off the thunderstorm icon on Monday. It might just be rain showers we deal with on Monday. And it could be that highs on Monday don't get out of the low to mid 70s. It's possible that that happens. Not ready to do it just yet, but indications are 78 on Monday might be high. 80 on Tuesday might be a little bit high. We could be into the 70s here Monday and Tuesday with not a whole lot of instability around to create the chance for thunderstorms. Certainly there's going to be some rain on Monday and Tuesday, and by this time tomorrow there could be a 60% chance on both Monday and Tuesday. Regardless, by Wednesday and Thursday, we're going to dry things out and see more sunshine. Current time is 9:57, and joining me is my good friend Allie. Allie, are there any questions I can answer tonight, my friend? Yes, the question is, will we see heavy downpours in any of these storms that we see tomorrow? The answer is yes. When you're this hot and this humid, any storm that forms is going to be a gully washer. Now, I don't think everybody's going to get wet. Okay, that's a very important note. Coverage area 30 to 40%. So not everybody gets wet, but those that do tomorrow are going to have heavy rain, thunder and lightning, and maybe even some wind to contend with. It's going to be almost like a feast or famine day on Friday. If you get wet, you're going to get very wet. But if you're dry, it's going to be really hot and really humid. Anything else, Allie? Perfect. Current time is 9:58. We'll be back here in about an hour from now with our 11 o'clock newscast. We do hope to see you then. I hope everybody has a great Friday. If you're going to any high school football games tomorrow evening, again, I stress to you, not all the high school football games are going to get wet, but there will be a couple that do. So I would bring your poncho if you're going out to week 1 of high school football tomorrow evening. have a way to stay dry. Okay, I would also have your local weather authority weather app in the palm of your hand so you can see the radar at your high school football games. Also notice on Saturday and Sunday that 30 to 40% chance for pop-up showers and thunderstorms. The best chance for rain this weekend will be in the afternoon and evening.